Hello, it's Coco here from the Big Chat, and we are myself and Giles Paley Phillips, my fellow co-host on many adventures, is kindly going to share a few minutes every week with me to do a little bit of a bite size on a Wednesday. Hello, Giles.
Hello.
Hello. We're not filming these, are we? We're just going to do little audio clips, aren't we? And just
no one needs to see our faces.
No one needs to see our faces, although they do need to see your cap, which is so epic. I think you need to take a screenshot right now of
I'm pinning my cultural pleasures to the wall here with this thinking cap, which is worn by Dustin in Stranger Things 4. So if you're a fan of Stranger Things, then yeah, he wears one.
The biggest fan.
In fact, both the kids. Hey, all the kids. We got two. Both the kids have got Stranger Things related hats now.
Yeah, well, I've got a daughter called Elle.
Oh, of course. You've taken it one step further. You've actually called your child after one of the characters.
I mean, she's not called 11, but she is nearly 11, and she is Elle.
Yeah, there you go then.
I know, funny old thing, but yeah, they're doing the immersive, aren't they? The immersive show that's coming.
We looked at that, but it's a little bit pricey.
Quite a lot of money, isn't it? Yeah, yeah. Anyone out there listening that would like Giles Paley Phillips, please get in touch.
Yeah, get a ticket for Stranger Things. So we did. So over the summer holidays, maybe we should talk about summer holidays. Over the summer holidays, we took our kids to the Jurassic World immersive exhibition.
Did you?
Yeah. So, which was really impressive. They had like proper full-size animatronic dinosaurs.
Wow. Yeah, because I saw the first. Well, I imagine it would have been at that show, but I saw one of those at the Natural History Museum. Took a kid there for a few days over Christmas, and we went to the gaming thing that they had at the Science Museum as well, where they had every single video game back from like Mario Brothers, old school, and like a Sonic, and just all the computers, and just a room full of kids, and you had like a 2-hour session. But we also did the natural history, and we saw animatronics, and it was amazing.
Yeah. So yeah, like that, but even bigger. Wow. Yeah, it was really cool. Yeah, and it was a bit spooky as well in parts.
Were you scared?
I wasn't, but there was a few kids in tears at the end.
Look at my earring I'm wearing today. It's actually a dinosaur.
Ah, there you go. You see.
Oh,
you're never too old for dinosaurs.
No, but the other one's a Rubik's Cube.
Very okay.
Nice. From my friends at Bod and Ted.
Very nice.
So yeah, summer holidays. We've come out of the summer holidays with a bang. I mean, literally. Well, my daughter has just taken an exam that is in our area very common, called the 11 plus. So that was pretty stressful. So that was an interesting time. And you've had some changes as well, haven't you, at home with schooling?
Yeah, we've made the decision to homeschool our youngest child because he has very severe dyslexia and has what they call an EHCP, which is is basically a conditions that the school have to put in place, which is put forward by the local authority, which is good. But yeah, he just hasn't been progressing, and it's been impacting his mental health as well. So we've made the very tricky decision. We didn't take it lightly to homeschool him, but so far so good. We're sort of 2 weeks in, but he's enjoying it, and main thing is he's in much better spirits.
Well, that's amazing, Giles. That's really good. That's really cool. I think I think you have to listen to your children's needs, don't you? And I think that's what I'm embarking on now is, the best school for Elle, where she's going to be best fitted, because schools can be so competitive, can't they? So peer pressure, everything, and especially with mental health and everything they've been through. But I mean, I thought that was going to be sort of my drama for the last couple of weeks. But I'm not going to lie, I did hear a whisper from a friend of mine in events a while back about the Queen. We've got to talk about the Queen.
Yeah, so it's obviously the very sad news this week that Queen Elizabeth II has passed away. Yeah. I would say the grand age of 96. I mean, what a what a
amazing.
fantastic, what they call a good innings, don't they, these days? I think probably, obviously not unexpected when being that age, but still a bit of a shock for everybody, because I guess a lot of the British public thought she would just go on forever.
I mean, we kind of all did, didn't we? It was kind of that thing. I mean, I suppose with the Queen Mother as well, it was almost like a bit, do you know what I mean? But obviously, Queen, funnily enough, Ellen and I had seen a picture of her the day before the news, and Ellen said, wow, she's got such good style. She was wearing this, beautiful lilac suit with a kind of quilted, like the Scottish, what am I trying to say? Tartan. But I can recall very clearly thinking just how sort of frail and she looked much older, and you forget that you forget that she was 96. I mean, it's amazing. And my mum, and I'm sure many other mothers and fathers and sons and daughters and sisters and brothers are devastated, because I mean, literally they've never known any other monarch in their time, or we've never known any other monarch, have we?
No, if you were unless you were born kind of before 1952, which I think is when she was made the Queen, coronated. Should say that's a better word of using. Then you would not have known any other monarch or any head of state. So so we've all got kind of used to her being there, and now obviously it's an awful lot of change taking place.
There's an emotional day, and also to find out that week that we have a new prime minister, female prime minister, and we've got I wish you could see Giles' face, and we've got a King Charles III.
Can I just stipulate and caveat that I wasn't pulling the face because it was a female prime minister? It was
you weren't. No, you weren't.
It's great that there's a female prime minister. It's the fact that it's I'm just going to again. We all have our political views, and I'm not going to voice them. But you can probably tell from my tone that
I don't think anyone will tell.
Not too pleased with having such a right wing leader. But never mind.
I don't think anyone will
alienate any of our listeners.
I don't think anyone will have any inclination about it at all. I remain silent on my views on those things, but it's nice to see a woman. It was just an interesting transition for me, that observation that we sort of have a woman transition into prime minister, and then a man transition.
Of course, we probably won't know. We probably won't have another queen for quite some time, because obviously Charles is going to be there for a little bit. Then William, and then George is his firstborn. So there's going to be quite a few men in that role for a while.
So men need to step up.
They certainly do.
Look, men, I have many brilliant men around me, but and men are stepping up, really are. But I don't know. I think it's going to be really interesting times, Giles, don't you?
Yes, and we don't know quite what King Charles III, which sounds like a dog.
So I said something the other day on a live, and I was like, oh, and Prince. Now we've got Prince Charles, and we've got Prince Charles. I was a bit like, I can't get used to not calling him Prince Charles. So we've got Prince Charles and Prince William, obviously. Yeah,
Well, and obviously Prince William is now the Prince of Wales, so that's
that's what I
mean. But anyway, no, we won't know. I guess I'm assuming from what I've heard on the grapevine, which is basically the media, that it's going to be kind of like for like. We're going to get, it's going to be kind of continuation. I think so. A continuation of what we've had before. So trying not to be too interfering in world affairs, but obviously being someone who's diplomatic and comes and meets people and is nice.
Yeah, and did you see the when Meghan and Harry came out with Prince of Wales and Princess of Wales, and they met the crowds and they were looking at the flowers? I was quite moved by that. I thought that was really quite amazing. I think they said it went for like 10 miles, wasn't it? It was like the
crazy, yeah. It was great to see them out there together, and obviously there's been an awful lot of horrible stuff written in the media about Meghan Markle, which I think is totally unjustified, personally. But so it's it was nice to see them out.
It was nice, really united, and just the way they just interacted with the people, and you could just really feel it, you know.
Yeah, and there was a warmth there, wasn't there? I think there was a warmth towards them and a warmth back. So yeah, that was great.
And we have a bank holiday on Monday when she's sadly going to be, well, you know, there's a lot going on this week, isn't there? I mean, I saw.
Well, I think that's the thing that's been quite stark is the amount of sort of ceremony,
I know,
and pomp that is surrounding the whole thing. Obviously, we've had
never had this
royal deaths before, but obviously not the head of state. So there is an awful lot of stuff that's going on, like various vigils and the handing over of power and all that kind of stuff. It's been and obviously wall-to-wall media coverage, which is probably a bit much.
Yeah, it probably is. And I think Monday, well, I don't know, it just, you know, I think it'll be just a day of restful peacefulness for everybody, won't it, really, hopefully. And I think, you know, whether your views on the royals are whatever they are, I think, you know, someone that stood for 70 years as she did her best. And, you know, personally, I'm
well, I think for a lot of people, it's been a time to reflect on their own kind of losses and grief. And
definitely,
you know, when any large icon, big icon in the world, whether it's a big pop star, a movie star, you know, or obviously in this case, a member of the royal family, then it's it often becomes a moment to sort of think about your own losses and grief, and you know, time to sort of think about that. And also, you know, it's been nice actually on social media. There's been kind of a coming together of people in that national grief as well, which is nice.
Yeah, I really like that.
Yeah.
Well, I mean,
I'm sorry. I was going to. In that respect, I was trying to put like a bit more of a positive spin on it.
I know you were, darling, and then I'm like, oh yeah.
No, but in that, I think actually, do you know what? Instead of like, you know, obviously being very downhearted about it, and I think also in our own reflections, it's a time to celebrate, isn't it? Celebrate life,
celebrate her life,
celebrate all the great things that she did, and you know, think about our own loved ones in the same way. A time to sort of think about them and the joy that they gave us and the good times we've had together.
And gratitude, and that is a big thing. And actually that's I don't know how you do this, Giles. You sort of do it in your I think you just do it in your sleep. I think you just don't even know you're doing it. But gratitude kind of leads us on a little bit to just briefly who we'll be chatting to, who I've just been chatting to, and we're going to have on Friday's episode, aren't we?
Absolutely.
We've got quite an interesting one today. So which is all about gratitude. We're going to be talking to Annette, Miss Brown Sugar, about her son Junior. So I'm not going to give too much away, but gratitude came up a lot in that. And I think you're right. I think Monday is a day when you can reflect on those that you've lost and loved, and those that you love, and what we all have, and what to be grateful for, really, isn't it?
Yeah, absolutely.
Despite a hard time, we've got each other. You've got me. I want that cap though. I want that cap though.
Get your own.
I want to screen.
You can get them on. You can get them on. No, you don't. It's probably a bit grubby. I would. You can get them on eBay. I'm sure there are other auction sites available.
I'm sure there are. We're not endorsed by eBay in any way, shape, or form.
But if eBay are listening,
you're very welcome.
Yeah, so you can grab them on eBay. Yeah. So,
yeah. Oh my God. For those that are listening, you can't see. I'm hoping that my co-host here is going to screenshot himself in his thinking cap. Literally, it says thinking cap. It's just brilliant. It says thinking cap. And I asked him earlier, oh my God, where, because I'm a bit of a lover of caps, anyone that knows me. And I was like, oh my God, where did you get that cap from? And he said, I've had it for 8 years. What he was actually talking about was who you can see sat behind him, which is his cat.
I'm sure we talked about my cat before, but no, it was.
It was
a proper Zoom misunderstanding.
It was a proper Zoom misunderstanding. And for anyone that doesn't follow Giles on social media, please follow him, because honestly, his cat sits in the most inappropriate positions I've ever seen a cat sit in.
He's quite weird.
He's hilarious. He sits in really human positions.
Yeah, I think he does think he's like a human sometimes. He's sitting quite normally today though, like
He
curled
is
up.
like, yeah, but he's woken up now. He knows we're talking about him.
Yeah, he's licking his paw.
Anyway. Well, listen. Well, I'm so happy I'm going to get to check in with you every week. You lucky,
Yes,
lucky. We'll have to think about what we're going to talk about next week.
I'm sure we'll think of something. There'll be something amazing going on somewhere
Charles,
in the world.
you've got your thinking cap on. You're
I've got it
getting
on,
far.
so yeah,
So on that note, get thinking.
I will.
Okay. I'll see you next week.
Have fun.
Bye.